usage. And to sum it up, the usage one in a simplistic way is identify the usage control by services. And that's where it gets complicated. It's much easier to say control your usage, but for every different service, whether it is the VMs and the storage and different applications, services which are built, each one that have their nuances. So I totally understand and relate there is a lot more due diligence in each of them will be needed, but that's what you need to look at the controlling that. Analyzing their bills on a regular basis. And this is something which can be easily done. Providers will give you the bills. It has to be defined as a responsibility of somebody in the organization who is constantly looking and playing this role. And in fact, down the line, I'll talk about some of the best practices and how you can define your organization, think of optimization in the general terms. Of course, automation is going to help quite a bit. So in case you have defined automation scripts, which will kill the instances once the usage is done and you don't need that server, that's going to play an important role. In scenarios where you have automation built in the instead of manually bringing it up and down, it will be much faster. It will be saving the time which you will need to do the application, not depend on somebody who's manually doing it. So automation in general applies there. Now, one of the things which we strongly encourage to build a community around optimization and of these things, and communication is a big part of it. I mean, people would not, developers and engineers would continue to bring up servers and forget it unless they are communicated about the usage and the spend which is caused by their application. So having mechanisms where using tags and different mechanisms to send that usage and building that governance and accountability so they can really relate that this particular instance, this particular application which they've started is costing the organization so and so of dollars. And that's why they can really relate to it. So these are something on the usage side of it. And you will see lots of suggestions and everything, but I would strongly suggest to look back in the lens of this cost as two levers. One is the usage, which we talked about a few different things at this point of time, a few pointers, few thoughts, how to really relate and start looking at it. Now let's look at the other side, the other possible example, a category where we can reduce the cost. It's a rate. So most of the providers have some kind